Good day, Hudson Valley. I'm your host, Lisa Kaslyn, and welcome to our show where we bring you the best of what's happening and who's happening in Putnam, Westchester, and Dutchess. Today we're talking about careers and a missed opportunity among many of our local employers associated with a demographic that people sometimes don't really think about, and those are folks that have some form of disability or special need. Our guest today is Tina Cornish Lauria. She's the Executive Director of Careers for People with Disabilities, and we welcome you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Tina, I know you guys do a lot of great work in this area, and it's an interesting niche. I think that, you know, we're long overdue in having this conversation, because I don't think that, you know, it's sort of like we don't know what we don't know. You know, there's this huge well of resources that, you know, people maybe have some trepidations about, which we can understand. So I think, you know, today's conversation, the spirit of it is to kind of educate people and maybe calm their fears and really, you know, get them to understand the reality of the situation. So what do you see as the key benefits to an employer who, you know, may want to explore this opportunity?
Well, certainly our clients want to be working. They're just like everybody else. They're just like you and me. They want to work. They want to have relationships. They want to be married. They want to have a family. They want a job. Just like everybody else, there are some that don't want to work too. But the ones that really want to work, they will not miss a day. They don't want to take vacation time. They will work harder than a lot of other people. And generally in more service-oriented jobs, or what we would say more on the lower level of jobs, they will work harder because that's really what they're geared for. That's really what they're working for. So they're a great pool of people to be able to work with, and they are so much fun. And they're just like you and me. They love to laugh and have, you know, a life just like you and I do.
Of course.
So,
for the people that don't know who you are, what you do, talk a little bit about the organization and how you work.
Well, we're celebrating our 28th year this year. We started in Westchester County, and we're in both Westchester and Putnam. We have two main offices. Our Valhalla office services mid to lower Westchester. Our Carmel office services Putnam County and upper Westchester. We have a staff of about 18. We have very low turnover, so our staff are very professional and very seasoned and really terrific. We work with about 350 people with disabilities each year. We place about 130 to 150 each year in new jobs, and we also provide internships and we do mentoring.
Wonderful.
So it's, yeah, we work with a lot of people. We actually have our anniversary celebration is coming up in another week, where we're celebrating 213 anniversaries of our clients, work anniversaries, ranging from 1 to 34 years.
Wow.
34
years employment.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So it's a great celebration that we have down in Westchester.
Great. So how do your clients come to you? How do they, are they, you know, kind of shepherded in by another organization or school? How does it happen?
We primarily work with adults, but we have a very comprehensive high school transition program.
Good.
We found that years ago we were getting clients that had already graduated high school and then floundered about after they got out of that protective shell of the school district, and they came to us, and then they had all kinds of problems because they had been failing, and it caused family problems and so on and so forth. So we now go and do outreach to all 55 high schools all throughout Westchester and Putnam.
Wonderful.
And we try to transition. We start working with the students in their junior and senior year. Usually with developmental disabilities, they can stay in school till they're 21, so they could be 19, 20, 21. We do workforce readiness classes in the schools. We collaborate with BOCES, and we teach workforce readiness skills, and then when they're getting ready to graduate, we put them in internships, mentoring, and then we eventually get them jobs when they come out of school. Now, for other adults with disabilities, they generally come through the Office of Voc Rehab, which is called Access VR. And there's one up in Poughkeepsie, one in White Plains that services both counties. But they are the state agency that provides our funding to work with our clients at the beginning when we're doing that intensive job search and getting them the job. We provide on-the-job training for as long as needed, and then we provide ongoing support for many, many years. I've been with the with the agency for 26 years, and some of our clients have been with us for 26 years. So it's always fun at our anniversary celebration. We're saying we're all getting old together.
Yeah.
The clients are saying, look, I've got gray hair, you're getting gray hair. We're all getting old together, but it's a testament to their work history.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
So-
And I think it's interesting. You just mentioned that you actually provide the on-the-job training. So, I mean, you can talk about examples, I guess, in a minute. But I mean, you're literally going in with them to that job, and you're training them
Right
not
over their
not
shoulder.
the employer. You are training
Right.
them. That's an incredible bit, and it must take a lot of the burden and concern off the employer, I would imagine.
It does exactly that, because they're actually training both the client and the job coach at the same time. So that, let's say it's at McDonald's and they would normally get 2 weeks training. When that 2 weeks training is done, normally our clients would need much longer training period. So instead of having the burden be on the employer, then the job coach continues to do that training with them.
You supplement.
So, and that could be for years and years and years sometimes, you know, until we get somebody to a stable place, and then maybe we're only going in once a week, twice a week. It depends on, you know, everybody is different.
Yeah.
And everybody's functional level is different.
Yeah.
We have some of our clients we can place and then we can leave pretty soon after because they're higher functioning and they already can do the job. Other of our clients, they need more support. So we look at it on an individual basis and provide the services needed individually for each person.
That's wonderful.
So
That's
meeting
wonderful.
their needs exactly what they need.
Good. So can you talk a little bit about some of the companies that are setting an example?
Kmart in Mayapack is a perfect example, and they not only hire our clients, they hire other local disabled individuals, and they are very supportive. We have Hannaford's right here in Carmel,
Yeah.
have hired many of our clients over the years, and they provide internships for our high school transition program, and they're very supportive.
Wonderful.
We are now starting a high school transition program with Putnam Valley School District, and we're collaborating with Hudson Valley Hospital, who they're going to provide us with all kinds of internships in different departments so that we can have students from the school system go in, they will mentor them and have internships for them, and they can be in a particular internship for, let's say, 8 or 10 weeks, and then they can kind of rotate and then go to a different one so that they can experience different jobs and different departments and see what they're interested in, what they're good at and what they're not good at. You know, the one disadvantage that people with disabilities have is that they don't get the normal experiences that you and I did. You know, I grew up, my dad had a store. I used to work at the store. We babysat. My husband used to mow lawns for people.
Yeah.
People with disabilities, they don't get those opportunities.
When they're younger.
So all of a sudden they graduate high school, they're 22 years old.
Responsibility.
And they've never really done a whole lot. So they don't even know what they want to do, what they can do, what they like doing. So we've been focusing a lot more over the last couple of years on internships.
That's
so
great.
that they can gain those opportunities and experience.
So the jobs that they are they're securing, I mean, are they able to live on their own? You know,
Many of our clients live on their own. They may live, a lot of them live with parents. They may live in a group home. They may live in a supervised apartment. And some do. We have a couple that just got married. So again, we work with such
levels,
a wide range of clientele. We work with people on the autism
spectrum, yeah.
and we work with developmentally disabled, hearing impaired, visually impaired, and all kinds of combinations of disabilities. So it's people often say, well, where do you get jobs? Well, we don't have a pool of employers that we work with. If you come to me and you want a job, we go after that job that works for you, where you live, what you want to do, the transportation, and so on. So we don't have a pool of employers. So that means
you don't.
No.
So are you then helping them to apply for jobs that the employer actually has open?
Right. And we're sometimes we're creating jobs by going out and saying, look, we have a client who would be really great at doing this particular thing. Can we create a job around that?
Okay.
But we work with in every step of the way. In other words, we provide workforce readiness training. in groups or individually. We put together a resume. We work on interviewing skills. We set up the interviews and go on the interviews with our clients.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Then we start day one with them on the job, provide that on-the-job training for as long as needed, and then provide that ongoing, very long-term support for as long as each client needs. Like I said, some clients may need 2 years, some may need 26 years. So it just depends on each individual person.
That's great. So before we kind of wind down, I want you to talk a little bit about your Disability Mentoring Day. It's coming up in October 21st, is it?
October 21st.
So what's happening with that?
Mentoring Day there's a National Disability Mentoring Day that was started years ago, and a local gentleman started asking me if I would do one locally in Putnam County. And after about 2 years of begging me to do it, I finally said, you know what, let's do this. And so 4 years ago, I actually went to County Executive Mary Ellen Odell,
Sure.
and suggested that we do it within the county because they have so many different departments, and would they provide internships? And she jumped right on board.
Good.
And we have about 30 each year. And then 3 years ago, I started doing it in Westchester County and working with Rob Astorino's office and doing the same thing where we set up internships at all their different departments. And it's really great. We start up at the park at Cornerstone Park in Carmel, and we all meet. So all the department heads get to meet with their clients. Then they bring them to their different departments. They come back at 1 o'clock. We videotape them, and Mary Ellen and I talk with them and interview them and give them awards of appreciation, and it's really great. The mentors, especially the county departments, love doing it.
Really?
They absolutely love it.
So what are they doing with them?
They spend about 4 hours with them, and they basically bring them to their department and teach them all the things that they're doing, and then they have them do certain things. They may be setting up files or doing reception. We work with the Office of the Aging, so they may be doing activities with the elderly that are there. We have some of the high school students like to work with the highway department, and they get to go out and do landscaping.
Okay.
Let's see, last year we had somebody from local park organization.
Sure.
He really loves cops, and he got to go out with like the sheriff's department and ride around with them and go to the jail. And so each department kind of, teaches them what they do and get them to kind of help out and do little
That
things.
was a great idea. That was a good connection with the government, because you kind of killed a lot of birds with one stone.
Well,
right?
I just really didn't have the time to do it. I mean, we're so busy getting real jobs for people. I tried to, and in Putnam, there's not a whole lot of big business.
Yeah.
And I thought, the county would be just perfect. And Mary Ellen just thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, she's open to it.
And like I said, I can't stop it now, because now the department heads are calling saying, when are we doing it this year? So they really look forward to it.
Yeah.
So, going back to the beginning question, what do our clients have to offer? That's, the department heads at the county are like, I would love to hire these guys. And they are so much fun, they're so driven, and they really want to work, and they're so happy doing filing or shredding.
They're so appreciative of it.
Yeah.
And that was basically my last question. What's the message? What are the misconceptions? And it's all of that, right? I mean, don't think of it as, oh, I need to be afraid, or I'm going to have to babysit, or I'm going to, these people are bringing joy and happiness to the workplace that we're not used to seeing, right?
And dedication. I mean, we have lots of clients who will not take a day off.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to be made to take the day off. They don't want to take the day off. So.
Oh, this is good. All right. So I am so happy that you came on. We'd love to have you again.
Sure. Maybe I can bring one of our.
I would love that. I think that would be really cool to bring an employer and one of your clients. That would be nice. So before we go, I just want everybody to know if they know anybody, if they want to avail of Tina's services at Careers, please reach out via the website, which is careersforpeoplewithdisabilities.org. And we're going to wrap it up. I want everybody to have a great day. And as always, please visit the GoodDayHudsonValley.com website and give us your thoughts and suggestions for future guests.